Hello everyone and welcome to ESL Week 8 of the Go4 Cups. We have today our co-caster, Magpie here, who is joining me for the most part of the day, I assume. That is of course because AE is playing at the moment, as you will see, playing as the Soviet faction on the north of Longoskaya. And Magpie, please say hello and tell us who we have playing from the south.
Yep, hey, Magpie 842 here. Very lucky, very privileged and honoured to be bringing you the games today. Thrilled. There's nowhere I'd rather be. And spawning in the south, we're going to have the overcommand pieces of Wuff. Oh, wait, that's a little squinty smiley. Sweet. I was like, that's a really odd name.
Not anyway, quite Wuff, but just we'll call him Wuff.
Let's call him Wuff.
We'll try and get round to calling Matt AE as much as possible for those that don't realise that he is called Matt as well.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So let's see how we've got the Maxim weapon Campanile, as some people are starting to call it these days, has been established here for AE. So we're gonna have some Maxims coming here. Don't know how many yet, just one for now. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we were kind of predicting that a little bit, weren't we? That the Maxims were going to come out. AE is actually going to be playing to barbed wire all of the defensive areas, all of the green cover positions off, so that of course his opponent can't push that strategic point that cuts him off from all his resources on the right hand side. Here we see Wuff, who's gone for an early Kubel, and he's going to try and cap some of the right hand side, put a little bit of distraction on for AE there, something for him to deal with while he comfortably dominates the left hand side.
Yeah, this is annoying. It's going to force these conscripts back, and it's going to kind of delay his capturing on the right flank, so he's going to have to send another squad to push this away.
Yeah, he will do. You'll notice, by the way, that AE is barbed-wired his engineers in on the strategic point in the mid. He's actually so we were already off to a pretty bad start for our friend AE. So
oh no.
Yeah, I mean this he's going to be pretty upset about this. He's got to invest 30 munitions straight away in some barbed wire cutters so that he can get out of that. Clearly, that's thrown him a little bit. Wuff's taken one of the very important buildings as well. And this is a great start. We've got to just say, by the way, great start from Wuff, because using the Kubel on the right hand side and bringing the squad over to the right, that of course keeps Maxim's strategy is quite slow. So the Maxim is pulled over to the right hand side, no chance to work on the left, and that just leaves the Stern Pioneers to just very comfortably cap and put defensive structures down on the left hand side. So it's very good.
Worth noting that the engineers were actually able to cancel that last section of barbed wire, so he has been able to actually escape them out of there without having to wait for the support package.
That's good. I was worried he was going to just finish building it, but that's good that he spotted it, of course. It sometimes glitches like that, so he did the right thing there.
Yeah, thank goodness. And it looks
still
like
in the game.
Have taken the dream house as it is, so Maxim's probably going to get up in this dream house, and of course that's a fantastic place to have an MG when you spawn in the north, so I imagine we'll see that Maxim transfer in there shortly.
Hope so. A's making a push for the strategic cut-off on the left-hand side, but he isn't going to be able to win that engagement, and will need to soft retreat out of that.
Yeah, maybe even hard retreat, actually, if these Storm Pioneers are going to close in. Whoa, hey, where are you going with these engineers? I'm a bit worried about these engineers now. Okay, he's got into the garrison. He should be okay with them there.
He won't be okay with them. Not against the DPS of the Stern Pioneers. He has to get out and retreat. It's a sensible decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he might lose them there. They were sort of drifting in towards the Storm Pioneers. Anyway, up to 2 Maxims now. The second one's just coming out onto the right flank, so double Maxim deployed on the right. AE has no presence on the left. If you look at the minimap, you can see how that's impacting the situation right now. He needs to just split off one squad if he can and try and do something.
Yeah, he's going to be put under a little bit of pressure here now because Wuff is deciding to attack the strategic point. That's a low squad low health conscript squad there that's going in to deal with that. They may even die on the retreat, so the long range of the Volksgrenadiers, fortunately suppression from the Maxim manages to suppress them, and the kill is not delivered there. And AE needs to be a bit careful here because of course the Maxims, they are a slow start, but he hasn't actually lost anything yet, so he still can actually come back from this and dominate Wuff with this combination. As long as you don't lose stuff, you build up, you will become more powerful than your opponent, especially as OKW as the game progresses. So he's still in a pretty good position at the moment, despite what it looks like in terms of map control. Luckily, his engineers didn't actually get caught by that barbed wire. So
yeah, he might pick up this Kubel. Oh, okay. Yeah, Wuff gets the Kubel out of there on a slender amount of health, just in the nick of time. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Things haven't looked absolutely rosy for AE so far, but you're right. He hasn't taken any critical blows, and he's still in good shape moving forwards. This is absolutely fine for him. And if he just takes 1 or 2 good fights, he'll be well on top. So let's see if he can manage it.
Yeah, he's doing the right things, and so is Wuff, by the way. We have to just say, Wuff at the moment, it's a little bit more difficult, obviously, for OKW to build. Wuff is not stacking, but I think he looks like he's possibly saving up for something. He's just got mechanized going up, so we might be seeing early Lukes would be a good option here for dealing with the Maxims. So we need to see anti-tank grenades really come up for AE. That would be a really good idea. He hasn't actually got any of those upgrades just yet. So the Lukes has a really good opportunity to come in here. AE needs to get on top of that fairly quickly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's also gone ahead and locked in the shock rifle frontline tactics commander. Wuff has gone for scavenge doctrine, so we're not going to see the MG34s at all this game. So yeah, both players pretty confident about what commanders they want, and yeah, the Lukes is on the queue, and there's a Ziskan on the queue as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a good counter to it. Of course, it's not a direct counter because obviously the Lukes can just kind of outrun the AT guns, so you do need the AT nades for the conscripts to really actually, you know, pin it down and then let the AT get to work. Like I said, AE is going die hard for the strategic point. I mean, this is a pretty vital one to get as well. Yeah. So he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on that. The Maxim is there to support too, but of course here comes the Lukes now. That's just hit the field, and AE's going to realize that he's pretty powerless without the AT nades at this point. Does decide to retreat.
Yeah, it was a nice move. I really appreciate the effort from AE. He got his MG into what would be the dream house if it weren't for this Lukes here, and started doing some work with his conscripts. Nearly made it stick. Worth trying for. And at the end of the day, I mean, unless he loses this Maxim, he hasn't really cost him very much. So I like the poke there. I like the poke. Keep
mine.
Oh yeah,
yeah, very, very good mine there position actually, because that's exactly where the infantry are going to go if they walk down that path. AT gun starts to open up on the Lukes, but the Lukes trying to push off. There we go, the whole squad dies to the mine on the right-hand side there. That's a whole squad down for Wuff. Great pickup for AE, who's really, really outperforming his opponent in terms of manpower right now. AE's got great control over the right-hand side, but he needs to start working. Of course, we expect a higher level of aggression from the allies if they're going to break the OKW down.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wuff's getting plenty of resources.
Maybe with that first squad wipe, I mean, the Soviet army size is now just a bit bigger. He's got the Ziskan to zone and control the Lukes a little bit. He might feel confident, like, sending 2 squads out onto the left flank soon and address that, because I think that's the only thing Wuff has going for him right now, and as soon as AE starts to eat into that, he'll start pulling ahead in a really noticeable way.
Well, Maxim's... I'm not sure what he's doing with the AT gun. Taking the AT gun right down. Looks like he's trying to get the Kubel with it, but of course that leaves a good opportunity for the Lukes to go around. Yeah, and Wuff maybe making a little bit of a mistake here with the Lukes, especially after seeing that there's a mine down on that side, and he's running it around with no minesweepers.
Yeah, risky stuff for sure. I think his plan here, well, he loses the Kubelwagen to a nice shot from the conscripts there. That's a little unlucky for Wuff, I think. He just needed to back up a bit further. But yeah, that Ziskan positioning was worrying me for a second. There was an opportunity for the Lukes to come north and then hit it from the right. But I'd say, whoa, this Ziskan is now pretty close to all this Axis infantry. This is pretty scary. It does find the Lukes in its arc though, so that's nice.
Unit ready. Oh, yeah, light infantry pop out to deal with the AT gun there. This building control is going to be really, really good for Wuff, because these are very, very pivotal buildings on the right-hand side of the map, and it's the only thing keeping AE's VP on this side secure. Despite all those early squad wipes, I mean, AE's got the much larger army here as well, but Wuff is doing a really good job of, you know, of working around all of it.
Yeah, for sure, and I was so worried for that Ziskan. Again, I mean, it was being pressured by the Jaeger Lights, by the Storm Pioneers, there's Volks Grenadiers on support. It couldn't stop and shoot. I was worried for a second there the Lukes was just going to dive onto it, but Wuff instead content to shoot the conscripts. The safer choice for sure. And the Ziskan, did it just get a hit on the Lukes? Yeah,
it did, yeah, got one hit.
Yeah, so AE there, I think getting away with it a little bit. I think he could have lost the Lukes there, but Wuff deciding to play it safe, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's probably an opportunity there. Mortar squad as well added into the mix for AE, which I like. It's nice, supports the rest of his units really nicely. Oh, he's just lost a Maxim. What was that?
That was on the center strategic point. Volks Grenadiers just firing at long range. They're in green cover, so they stand up well. They don't take suppression from the Maxims. This is a difficult one. AE's decision to go purely on the AT gun to counter the Lukes means that you know, wherever the AT gun is, the Lukes pretty much has domination on all other areas of the map. So this is going to start working against him. Do we have AT nades teched yet? We still don't have AT nades teched yet. This is a mistake, you know, because he could be using those munitions that he's got to move in, pin the Lukes, you know, get the Maxims up as well. He'd have a great opportunity to push. But so far we just haven't seen that.
it would let him set up some more plays. I guess possibly he's only got 2 squads of conscripts, which it's still incredibly useful, but it's not like as much value as you sometimes see out of the upgrade. And maybe he's prioritizing getting the second Zis gun out. I mean, he's held so far, and with 2 Zis guns, that's going to give him a lot of control over where this Luke's can and can't go. So maybe this is his plan. Just go with the 2 Lukes and then, the 2 Zis guns, control the Lukes, and then get AT grenades later. I don't know. I mean, it seems like an odd way of doing it. You're right.
I mean, they're quite essential if you are going to deal with any kind of mid-game, so we'll ask him about that later. I'm sure, you know, he has been playing 1v1 all of this week, so whatever he's doing, it must have been working for him.
Yeah, a bit of a salvage coming down here on the bottom right. It was a nice pickup for the overcommand player.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a shame as well that he wasn't attack moving that, because he may have been able to destroy that with the Maxim. And of course, you want to be able to deny all these kind of things to the OKW, because salvaging these, as he is doing, of course, grants you extra fuel. With the Scavenge Doctrine, he's going to get fuel and munitions, as you can see just happened there. Yeah. So, you know, you want to deny that from the OKW. You know, they're supposedly, or were, a resource-starved faction. So, you know, it needs to be done like that.
Yeah, for sure. This Luke's as well, like earlier on it was just hooning on those Maxim squads. It got like 5 kills in like 3 or 4. Things are looking okay for Wuff right now. Look at the mini-map as well, that pretty much tells the story. Which is kind of amazing when you look at the top left and look at the top right. Like the army for the Axis player here, like way smaller in terms of unit count and field presence.
Yeah, there is. A's being a little bit stagnant with his army right now, to be honest. I mean, the composition is support weapons. He needs to be getting the Maxims, you know, all on kind of attack move, maybe picking some targets, get to work with the 2 AT guns. But I mean, just look at the Maxims. What AE's done is, of course, he's built himself an army that has got a high reinforcement cost. So, you know, he's spending all of his manpower right now on reinforcing all of these Maxims. And what he's also doing, which may be considered a little bit of a mistake, you see he's reinforcing all of his Maxim squads at the same time. What he could be doing is reinforcing one of them to a full potential and leaving 2 half, you know, with maybe 3 or 4 members back in his base. So at least then he's got a Maxim that he can use on the field. But, you know, leaving all 3 of them back to heal up to full health, as of course keeping him off the field for those extra, you know, couple of seconds, maybe even a minute. And those kind of things are what's going to be, you know, what's going to allow Wuff to really get an advantage over AE here.
Yeah, that's a really good observation actually. Subtle thing, but it makes a massive difference because of course those units are out of circulation for that much longer. So yeah, really big deal for sure. Jaeger Lights here just punching through, tried for a grenade barrage on the weapon teams, but didn't actually achieve very much damage, so A's looking okay there. This gun is going to find the loops here, but it's actually not set to... Oh wait, why is it firing at these conscripts? Oh, I mean the Jaeger Lights. There we go, now it's going to find the loops. There we go. Pushes the light tank back. Flamer's getting up in position here to start burning the Jaeger Light infantry is also nice. But the Maxim on the left flank is getting grenaded. It's okay, just. Oh man, those infiltration grenade packages are so kind of crazy. Like sometimes they just wipe you out. Sometimes you're left with just like a wounded squad and it's okay.
Yeah, I mean the best thing of them is one, they're kind of OKW's better way of just clearing buildings, which of course they need, and secondly, you know, they just put pressure to retreat on. And you know, if you need to get rid of a Maxim, if you need to just force it to move to break suppression for a minute, or maybe allow another unit to come in, then you know that kind of thing is very, very good. They're not particularly OP. They've been through that stage.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a useful and versatile tool.
This Luke's has been very good so far. 13 kills. It's just hammering down AE's manpower at the moment. And of course, AE, I mean, I think he probably was wanting to go for a quick tier 3, but because he's lost all of those resources, it now actually makes sense for him to just use the huge manpower army he's got, try and get as much CPs up as possible, and just bring out an IS-2, and hope that he can get it out before, you know, before Wuff gets something out in the mid-game, because another mid-game unit from Wuff here, which would be a sensible decision from him, something like a Panzer IV, is going to deal huge damage to AE's army.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely backbreaking, and we've still basically just got 2 Zis guns to, like, you know, to do everything. In fact, whoa, AT grenades have still not been taken. And you're right, I mean, if he goes for, you know, like a T-70, we're already way too late now, I think. You know, I mean, there's a Rakettenwerfer on the field, Schwerer Panzer HQ is done, he's got the fuel for a Panzer IV, T-70 is going to be a soggy choice at best. So, Yeah, I think you're right. He's got to hold on for the. He's got to hold on for the IS-2.
He is actually building tier 3, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking maybe he's going to get an Su-76 or something to tide him over, try and gain control over mid or something.
It's a wise idea. I mean, he's got 2 AT guns, so the Su-76 isn't particularly necessary. The T-70 would be better for picking up some of the infantry that's all around, especially with Jaeger infantry as well. You know, T-70 performs well against them. Look at Wuff with the back capping, by the way, walking right round the back of all the support weapons, coming in with the Stern Pioneers to put on huge damage. Might even catch the conscripts on the retreat here and wipe them. I wonder if Wuff has seen that. Looks like he hasn't, which straight for the AT guns instead.
Okay, well, he's going to get the Zis, like, without doubt. And yeah, you're right, he could have got those conscripts or at least had a chance at it, so... Wow, it's beginning to come undone a little bit here for AE. Some of the Maxims now in German hands doing really good work. The Zis gun gets stolen. The Luke's still basically dominating the field. That's up to 1-star veterancy at last. Feels like that's way overdue, the amount of work he's been doing. And AE is under a lot of pressure right now, and he doesn't have a lot to fight with. A lot of his squad's back at home healing. And you know what is actually also back at home? Mechanized Armor Campanier is just finishing.
Oh no. So he's going up for tier 4 then.
What is this madness?
But he has like...
an Su-85 or this has to be a Katusha.
I don't know, he started building tier 4, but he doesn't have any fuel when he does that, so that's a strange decision, a really strange decision.
Absolutely, I agree. I'm trying to piece this together. And okay, he's cancelled it.
Yeah, no, that went. So I think it went pretty quickly because I think he saw how much fuel he had after building it. Yeah, I mean, you can see that he wants to get some kind of armor out in the field. It's going to be the Su-76. It's a good unit in one sense, but you know, a lot of the OKW tier 4 buildings have turrets. This, you know, could go badly for him, especially if he doesn't have AT nades. He's already lost an AT gun now to his opponent. So,
I have to say, I kind of like the Su-76 because he did just lose his Zis gun, so in a way this is a way of replacing it. And, you know, well microed, it gives him a good shot against everything. Also, he knows the German player has at least 1 Zis gun and 1 Maxim, so you can use the indirect barrage to help you nail those down. So I don't mind the Su-76. I think it's okay, but as you say, risky for sure, because if a Panzer IV gets on top of it, you can kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, with 18 nades, it could be a very good combination. You know, he's still got the Maxims, he's still got some conscripts. With 18 nades, you could pin the Lukes, go in with the Su-76, which is arguably better, you know, dealing with that, because unlike the AT gun, it's going to be able to fire on the move, you know, get in there really quickly and do a lot of work. So, could be a good idea.
Oh, the indirect fire barrage! The first shell slams into the Storm Pioneer, giving 2 of them. That was a nice shot there. That was really cool. Okay, so the Su-76 getting something done off the bat. That's a good start. Let's see what happens next, basically. Maxim's going to come across behind it to try and cover it from these Jaeger lights, and there's also some German infantry fanning out to the right, but that should get caught by the Maxims here. Actually, no, the Maxim doesn't have the arc on those bolts. There could be an incendiary here, actually. This could be really rough.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah. Oh, it's an infiltration grenade package.
There you go, incendiary on the right-hand side, Maxim, though, and it doesn't look like A is going to be able to get out of that one. They may die before he can retreat with them.
Oh, so close. They're going to get out, but only just. And, like, AE is hanging in this game, but he's hanging in by a thread almost at the moment. He's on the brink of being overrun here. There are Axis forces pushing everywhere. And the composition here for Wuff is nice.
Scavenger artillery's just gone down as well.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Jaeger light infantry. I wonder if they're going to take that support weapon. I think that's the Mortar nerf from Maxim. I mean, AE is he's constantly trying to cap with the conscripts with no support. An 18 aid would just finish this so easily.
That is a glaring omission, and it's clearly one. I mean, I think it's gone beyond a mistake by now. He would have noticed that he doesn't have it, so this is intentional, and I'd really like to know what his justification is. I'd just like to know what his thinking is here. Because, I mean, you know, as you've been saying pretty much throughout, these AT grenades would probably have provided a lot of value by now. And, you know, he's stacking munitions with nothing really to do with it. I mean, he can use incendiary arty, I suppose, but... No. Oh, wow, we've got a Panther coming here for Wuff. That's gonna be rough. Oh, damn. And there's shock troops just being brought in right now by AE, which, I mean, shock troops are great, I like it, you know, they'll do a lot of work against the majority of these Axis units, but a Panther and a Luke are the main problems here still.
Yeah, it is going to be a problem. There's still opportunity. I mean, he's still got enough VPs. He's about to lose conscript squad on the right-hand side to Jaeger light infantry.
Oh, no.
He's not going to be happy about that. Again, using the Su-76 to barrage whilst he caps the central VP. He still has a chance to get back in this. He should be able to get his resources back and climb up to an IS-2. But of course, Panther has just come in on the field now, so this is going to be an extra level of difficulty. And AE's actually gone right now for shock troops, which are charging on the right-hand side of the field. Now this is a difficult one because, again, no counter to the Lukes whatsoever with these shock troops. They don't even have a chance to 18 aid. So on an open map like this, shock troops aren't that effective. You know, if his opponent had a lot of support weapons, he could experiment with throwing the smoke grenades, getting in there, dealing some damage. But we don't. We see Jaeger light infantry, a proficiently mid to long range unit that is going to just tear through a high reinforcement manpower costing unit like the shocks, and that's going to wear AE's manpower you know, down for the rest of the game. The fact that if he loses those, the reinforcement cost is very high. So interesting to see how this goes from here on.
Shock troops, I mean, speaking, you know, we've all played Overcommand, we've all had a Lukes out, and there is something really juicy about hitting high cost infantry, and shock troops are those. You know, when you're rinsing shock troops with a Lukes, life is good. So yeah, let's hope for AE's sake that that's not going to become a reality. He's revealed the Panther now, so that is known about. The Su-76 and the Zis gun able to see off the big cat for now. But a precarious situation right now. But you know, to his credit, AE holds 2 of the victory points. He's actually only behind by like 25 tickets. So despite being behind by like a massive window of fuel, he's actually okay in this game, and as long as he just doesn't die, there's no reason why he can't come back and win this. So, you know, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he's definitely in with a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a good opportunity here because Wuff is actually getting to pop cap now. You know, he's quite far up there, and he's not actually making use of the army that he's got because his manpower has been drained for a bit by the size of his army and obviously building the Panther. So, you know, it's like he has a chance actually. AE's got the advantage in this situation where if he can get some resources, he can choose his tech to counter his opponents. So, you know, being ahead doesn't always mean having an advantage. If he really thinks about it, really thinks about what he needs right now to actually counter all of these things and plays it well, you know, he can overcome his opponent. And then, of course, it becomes Wuff's turn to do the same thing after that. So here we go, we've got another engagement coming in now. Panther starts to tear through the center. Su-76 will not have the confidence, I hope, at least, to go in to that engagement. Shock troops are going to be tearing through the central VP right now, but the Panther comes back to support. All the while, Wuff, you know, after finally getting his army back up on track, he's now starting to push that army out and capture all of these points off of AE again.
Yeah, that was a really good point I think you were making just before all this action happened, that he now has this window of time where he can be the reactive player. Like, he actually, this composition of his and the fact that he's actually slightly behind is now going to actually start paying off a little bit, because he can tailor his composition to defeat all of this from Wuff. So yeah, I really like the observation that you're making there, basically. That's spot on, as I've come to expect from you, Stormers.
It's interesting. Here we go. You've got this scavenger artillery coming in again. It looks like this is possibly, where is this? It's going where the mortar is, behind the house on the right-hand side VP. This is going to allow Wuff to get in and cap that point pretty quickly, and all the while, again, stolen Maxims raging through the center of the map, trying to get that strategic point cut off. The mortar's in trouble. Will the mortar be able to get out of that? I'm not sure. Also, some flares went off. Were there tripwire mines there?
I guess there must have been, yeah.
Oh, he's about to lose the shock troops in the center as well. Looks like the Panther's got eyes on it. Stern Pioneers have a shot, but they were under suppression. He didn't even notice.
A moment of inattention there from AE, going to be punished heavily. The shock troops going to be taken down. A 390 manpower squad in the blink of an eye, almost. That was pretty grimy. The Luke's now up to 2 stars as well, happy to take advantage. And now AE is forced back into his base. Or pretty much a soft siege right now, but if Wuff moves up just a little bit, this is going to be a pretty hard base siege here. So yeah, AE definitely on the back foot here. That fight not going how it needed to, not going how he wanted it to. How much fuel is he on? 140, okay.
He's a long way off an IS-2 right now, although VPs are on his side at the moment, because
which is fantastic.
If he can keep doing what he's doing, which is, you know, every time Wuff goes in, Wuff doesn't get any stronger right now. You know, you'll notice his pop cap has remained pretty much where it is. I think he actually lost a squad, perhaps of Jaeger light infantry trying to pop out of a building then, and AE had it covered with tripwire. So he's doing the right thing there. I think we could see some more mines from him when he gets the munitions, seeing as he's not investing into AT grenades. You know, he should really be putting mines down as a counter to that. More shock troops.
Yeah, there's an Ostwind as well, just got called in.
Oh god. Look at this convoy.
Shock troops do not match up well against the Lukes and an Oswin. For those of you new to the game, don't do this. Yeah, this could be absolutely brutal. We'll have to see how the fight gets taken. I mean, there's still Zis guns, the SU-76 still at large. So this is definitely not over, but this is a really grim composition here for the Axis player. It's looking pretty tight.
He's trying to recruit the Maxims all the time, but the Lukes just has division on it constantly. Yeah, I mean, good pushes from Wuff. He's doing the right thing as OKW, really. He's just hung back. He's never got into an engagement without having, like, good amount of health and everything else in place. So no risky engagements for him. And seeing as AE isn't really pushing him back, he's got good opportunities to do that. That being said, AE getting a couple of shots then.
Sorry to interrupt. These stormtroops getting hung out to dry against the Oswin and the Lukes. That was dangerous. They're going to escape, but just.
Incendiary, sorry, infiltration grenades going down on the Maxim and the AT gun, doing loads of damage there. They may even be able to get the pickup with the G43s as they're tearing through the AT gun. If they take that down, it's going to be a good chance for the Lukes and the Ostwin to rush in. And of course, Panther isn't even really in the engagement right now. It's just hanging back a little bit. Now deciding to come in with the Lukes. Of course, they need to be careful of mines, but the Lukes going in first is going to pave the way just in case anything like that does happen.
Yeah, it's funny actually because like Wuff just still does not have any kind of a minesweeper, which is so unusual.
Oh, he does. Wuff has a minesweeper. He's not got the minesweeper activated on his stern pioneers. So. Yeah. He actually brought that out quite early, but he's just using it without because I think he's clocked on right now that A just isn't using those mines.
On the doorstep of the Soviet base, there is the 105mm howitzer barrage. Some heavy boom going to be coming down right in the middle of a load of conscripts. There's still a Maxim here. The shells start landing. Oh my goodness. A was able to scatter a lot of his units here, actually, so mitigating a large amount of the damage. That could have been utterly brutal, but A actually mostly on top of that. Whew.
Well, it's starting to look a little grim for AE.
Yeah, I agree.
I say starting, but he's holding it out well. I mean, he's still got the VP on the right-hand side. He's done quite well to protect that, to be honest, and he's still got his fuel linked up. So we're coming up to 182 now.
As bad as this looks, though, he's not out of this game. Like, it is still feasible that he could come back. And if he just holds out a little while longer, and it's not even that much longer, I'm talking like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes, he can get the IS-2. Okay, that sounds like a lot now, isn't it? He can get the IS-2. Shoe mines, by the way, being deployed on the right-hand victory point here. The Storm Pioneers going to be sneaking some mines down there, so we'll see if those are able to do any work.
Yeah, I mean, the mines actually will, even though AE would have been able to see that those mines just went down because the point was still capped by AE when he was planting them, and also the Maxim was there. But of course, there's flamethrower equipped on AE's engineers, so there's no chance of him. In fact, he's just going to walk straight into it. He saw those. Don't walk in. Oh.
Okay, well apparently he didn't. He could have used the SU.
Maybe he was mine clearing. Maybe he clocked on to the fact that he didn't have them. Maybe that's his attempt.
Indirect barrage though on the SU-76, right?
Yeah, it's not a good way to do that, but
I mean, but it works, and it's kind of free. I don't know. It's just an alternative to blowing up the dudes. But anyway, yeah. So I guess Wuff right here, he's just kind of slowly tightening the noose right now, and he's doing a good job of it. Not overcommitting to any fight, not risking losing his advantage here, just pressuring with all this non-committal aggression, which is just it's the ticket when your opponent's in a situation like this. Because AE has to fight for life, he doesn't have a choice. Wuff, on the other hand, can just cherry-pick these engagements, and as soon as it doesn't look good, just back up a little bit. Yeah, the Oswin, the Lukes, the Panther slamming here. The Stormtroopers just not looking that good in the face of all these vehicles.
They even lose the shock troops if the Volksgrenadiers focus fire. In fact, they try and use the grenades, the infiltration grenades to get him. That was really close to actually working.
That was close, yeah.
Yeah, I think actually Wuff, I don't know why he didn't decide to just focus the SU-76 there, because he had a really good chance to take that down. Lukes is in the line of the AT gun from Matt. Of course, it has to acquire the target first and misses the shot, which is very, very unfortunate. Look at these Jaeger infantry, by the way, on the middle VP. Hopefully Wuff knows that he can just vault that to get out of it, but it doesn't look like he does. If people, it may go off and kill him. You never know with these things.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Wuff needs to. I don't know if he knows how to do this, but you just vault. You can just vault the cover again, or he may get the Lukes to crush it. But I don't know why he just remains stuck in there right now.
Yeah, maybe he's just happy having like the sentry squad there. They're just gonna sit there and guard the point all game. But yeah, as far as I recall, actually, in my experience, if you have overcommand units that close to the booby trap, even if enemies run right up to it, it doesn't go off. Like it kind of waits for you to back up a bit. That's how it's felt for me, anyway. Is that true?
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So okay, so there is no danger that those guys get blown up by their own booby trap unless something hits it, like a stray shell or something. Whoa, mines find the Lukes here on the left flank. That's really nice, actually. It finds itself on no health with a badly. Is that a seriously damaged engine?
Oh, yeah, it's heavy engine damage. Yeah, so it will be able to get away slowly. I mean, Wuff's got enough protection, in the mid. There's no way that AE's going to chase that at all. And of course, Stern Pioneers, once you have the Minesweeper upgrade, the combat package, as it were. Support package. Yeah, repairs go a lot faster when you have that. So repairing something like the Lukes on field, and that's the way OKW are designed as a faction. The idea is that you have less units to play with in terms of vehicles because they're more expensive. They come, at more staggered stages. But what you do get is more specialized, and you can repair it quicker. That's the good thing about Axis. Their tanks repair quicker. So it's all about using those units as best as you can and repairing them on field. And Wuff should be able to do that. You're going to see him do it now.
Yeah.
He's playing OKW as OKW are designed and meant to be played. So.
Yeah, he's just flexing his muscles here right now. This has been a smooth game, really. A's fought hard, there's no doubt, and he's done his best, but Wuff's kind of had the upper hand this whole game, so...
He's actually, he doesn't realise he can just vault the the green cover. He's actually destroying it with attack ground from the Lukes.
Oh, that's so risky if that hits the booby trap.
No, I don't think it'll activate that. So it's only...
Oh, he just vaults
there we go, now he vaults over it. Thank you.
There we go.
By the way, we see Vet 3 Jägerlight Infantry can now stealth in... they can stealth and hold fire, so they can cap points invisible, which is a really, really good one. And Vet 3, these guys actually do get really powerful now. Jägerlight Infantry at long range. The G43 is incredibly accurate, even kind of like mid-long range. So this is a very, very good unit to have right now for him.
Yeah, Jägerlight's pretty much the closest thing OKW will ever get to a sniper, but once you start getting the veterancy stars on them, they almost do feel like snipers, so... Yeah, that's going to be pretty spicy. He's actually queued up an ISG, but he can't actually afford it, so as soon as any of his squad die, there's going to be an ISG coming onto the field. A small note, not sure it's going to play much of a role in this game, but yeah. What he's gone for. Here's the IS-2. So that's going to change things a bit. Let's see what happens.
Booby Trap's just gone on the right BP as well. Nice one. SU-76 going in for the Lukes. There's nothing to defend it, though.
Yeah, that's
does decide, oh, there we go, it's the AT gun setting up, so he did actually have something to defend it with there. IS-2 should be able to put a little bit of pressure on, but he's coming up to 100 VPs left now. And look at this, Jägerlight Infantry are actually camouflaged in the center VP. So they completely...
Stormtroopers are running onto the booby trap on the right victory point, they're gonna get blown up! Oh, only 2 of them, so that's pretty lucky for AE.
Yeah,
wow, they were nicely spread out. This IS-2 has been super idle, though, actually. It's not making its presence felt at all right now, which, fair enough, I guess. He doesn't want to expose it unnecessarily, but he's only got 85 tickets left, He's got to do something with it soon.
Yeah, he really does. It's a big unit to have on the field as well. He's got AT support. It should be very, very good. It should be very, very good against all the infantry that come on. Needs to upgrade the turret on it as well, because that's really where the IS-2 gets its power against infantry, is when you upgrade that turret.
Absolutely, yeah. He's going to need to get the munitions, which actually at this present rate is going to take him about a minute and a half. And he's under a triple cap right now, so we may never see that upgrade. We'll see. We'll see. He needs to start using this tank, though, there's no doubt. He knows there's a Raketwerfer, there's loads of Shrek Volks, this is all true, but unless he starts using this IS-2 now, he's not going to get to, and he can't take it to the next game, so he might as well try and make a play. The Panther, though, nice concave of Shrek Volks here. Yeah, it seems like AE has seen enough. He's going to choose this moment to surrender, and you have to feel for him. That game just didn't go his way at any point, really. He put up a good fight. He definitely put up a good fight and tried to maximize his opportunities when they were there, but in the end, Wuff here, just a smooth, well-oiled overcommand machine.
Yeah, he did really well.
Yep.
He could have been more aggressive with how he played there. Of course, the starting build is a little slow to get onto the field, which may not be something that, I actually see more people go conscripts on Longreskaya so they can get that early cap and then apply the maxims, closer to the mid game. But, Wuff played very well there. Teching decisions obviously went in his favour with the no AT grenades, so the Lukes had a very, very good game. I mean, Luke's 44 kills. That would never have happened with an AT tech, with an AT nades tech. So it worked in his favour, but he played it very well nonetheless. And very sad to see AE go out as well, to be honest. We were hoping,
but a much stronger showing than last time I saw him play. Absolutely, like much stronger.
Yeah.
So if he keeps this improvement rate up, I would say in 2-3 weeks we can expect to see him winning. So that's pretty good, winning the ESL. I mean, obviously the whole thing.
Well,
so I got high hopes for our fellow caster.
Don't forget, there's one thing that AE can take away from this, and that is he is better than Dane. Because for those people who have joined, during that first game, the Dane played Talisman. We were going to cast it, but it was over within minutes, and and Talisman won. So we didn't actually get to use that. But good game, AE. I see it's in the channel now.